إذا وعن تداولات وول ستريت اليوم، هل ستكون مؤقتة مرتبطة بحالة إعلان الهدنة أم أن هنالك مؤشرات لاستمرار هذا السلوك؟ معنا سانديب شارما ورئيس قسم الاستثمار في ساينتاكس كابيتال. أهلا ومرحبا بك معنا سانديب. فقط ساعات مضت على الإعلان عن الهدنة، لكن ردة فعل وول ستريت وكأنها تتحرك شوقا لهذا النوع من الاستراحة. هل نتوقع جلسة استثنائية ربما مداها فقط حتى الإغلاق؟ لأنه في مؤشرات يبدو في منطقة الشرق الأوسط تفيد بأن الهدنة لن تستمر طويلا.
Well, like always, thank you for having me on your show, and especially on this occasion. I agree with you. I think the relief rally is very much welcome, although we should be concerned about how long this is going to last, and we still have to wait and see what the final outcome is going to be when and if there is a talk in at the end of the week. So, but it is certainly a welcome rally. I think we need to take a little bit of a cautious approach, a measured approach going forward to see how this will all play out.
سنديب، برأيك اليوم من يقود هذه الارتفاعات؟ هل هم أكثر الريتيل مستثمرين اليوم الصغار التجزئة، أم بدأنا نشهد اليوم ربما الفندز الكبيرة تعود؟
I think, these kinds of rallies are probably first driven by a lot of short covering, which would lead you to institutional managers or, hedge fund and the like. So there was a significant amount of short position in the market. And I think a first part of the rally is typically a lot of the short covering. So now we have to see whether there is sustained flow of money, whether there is a sufficient reason to expect this truce to last and for a favorable outcome. The other concern, as you well know, being in the region, is that there are still ongoing attacks in the Gulf Coast countries, especially in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. And on top of that, there is some concern about, in a Mosaic leadership, who are you really negotiating with? Can they actually have this peace be sustainable? And whether or not there'll be some involvement from the radical elements, as well as what could be possibly the role of the people of Iran, whether they take to the streets at some point in time. So there are many questions yet to be answered. I would say, as somebody described it, it's a tentative truce, and it's a welcome development. Hopefully the momentum is shifting towards a more positive outcome, but it'll take some time.
سانديب، هل تعتقد أنه من المبكر القول أن شركات النفط الأمريكية ستستفيد من العلاقة الجديدة بين الرئيس ترامب وإيران، بمعنى أنه لم يدمر كما قيل كل محطات الطاقة لأنه يرغب في العودة لاحقا والاستثمار فيها؟ هل تتوقع هذا السيناريو؟ وهل بدأنا نلحظ نوع من التعافي على هذه الشركات اليوم؟
It's a sort of a lagged effect for those companies, and it certainly is a very disruptive event to have this much dislocation from a major source of oil for the global consumption. I think there is a lot more at play beyond just oil, which seems to be more like an oil play, more like a nuclear deterrent play. But I think all of this feeds into a bigger picture of global competition, limited global growth, and the onset of AI. So energy related, not just crude oil, but production of energy, electricity, and then even more important, other resources like natural gas, and also the availability of gases like helium, which go into production of, semiconductors. All of those things are all related, and I think there is a bigger play here than just what is visible to us right now for a positioning in the future of which countries will lead. And some of these, I think, are also intended to sort of retard the progress of US competitors, to slow them down. And so we can see, a relief rally like today. We can see significant improvement in performance in the semiconductor area. We can see it in the emerging markets. They're having a disproportionately greater benefit from an event like that. So regarding the U.S. companies, I think they will benefit. I think they will benefit more over a longer period of time. I think a large part of the upside in those stocks is priced in.
يعني على الرغم من تقريبا 40 يوم على الحرب، اليوم المكررات الربحية المستقبلية لل S&P 500 الفورورد PE عند مستويات فوق 20. هل هذا سعر يعتبر يعني سعر في خضم حرب أدت إلى تغيير عدة معايير اليوم وموازين في الأسواق؟
I would caution using P, especially even the forward P, as an indicator for making investment decisions, especially when they come out of situations like, for example, when we had COVID, or we have a major geopolitical event like the one we're having right now. Oftentimes the price declines a lot faster and the earnings may or may not decline. So, you end up with different kind of P scenarios. So I would be a little bit cautious, and one of the beneficiaries of all of these, if there is a successful outcome, is going to be the semiconductor companies, going to be the major technology companies, and there will be an emphasis on looking for growth or momentum-oriented investments, which are hopefully going to be able to offset any effect of inflation, so long as there are not significant delays in production or inventories and manufacturing in these areas. I think those would be the beneficiaries. So I would be looking for more toward the growth kind of investments to make a significant comeback.
نشكرك سنديب شرما رئيس قسم الاستثمار في سنتكس كابيتال. شكرا جزيلا لك.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.